Hello and good morning. Here I am. I have showed up again, and yes, it is one more day and one more journal, and um, this one is a bit tricky because it came in a time where I'm not easily able to think of things I'm grateful for. I think it's one of those days where there is a dance that is happening in my mind and in my body, even to go through between what things are I'm concerned about and I'm worried about, and that feeling of being grateful and trusting. It is a dance that I'm very familiar with because it happens every day. I am really grateful. Don't get me wrong. That's the general sense is that I am trusting and I'm grateful and I'm happy to know what I know in the time that I have doubt or I have concern and have worry. And all it needs to happen is me bringing myself back to that focus state and focus on what I know for things to happen in a specific way. There's a series of things that need to happen before and after. So what I mean by that, I think I'm gonna talk a little bit more about my belief system that we have a direct participation in everything that happens in our lives, and one of the things that we or I know to be true for myself, that we have control over the way we feel, that no matter what the circumstances are, or no matter what life is giving us at that moment in time. And this emotional reaction, what we feel, is a reflection of how we see things instead of what are the things that going inside in our life. So when I say that there is a dance between worry and trust and doubt and knowing and great gratitude and impatience, it means there are things that I appreciate and things I am not so pleased by looking at them in a specific way, and what I need to do is to change my perception a little bit, which is way easier said than done. I'm as a small example, I have my little boy who is an amazing boy and a great person, a human being, and the way I see him, I just see him as an equal in every possible way, and I treat him that way. But still, I have this part in me that wants all the goodness and all the wellness in the world to be his life, and he deserves it and all the happiness, and like I wish for anybody, but especially this person. I cannot have the idea that something is not working out for him, and I see he has his good days and he has his bad days, and just like anybody, like all of us, we have our good days and we have our bad days, and then for the first reaction for me from being his mother and is to worry and try to help and then try to fix things for him. And I have the other side of me, or that trust this guy is gonna take care of himself, trust that he needs to go through whatever he's going through to know how to deal with it in the future, trust that he is aware of how he's feeling, and once he is aware of how he's feeling, the way he's thinking, and his mind is going to be able to understand and be aware of how he's feeling and against of how he wants to feel, and he's going to do something about it without me being the savior. So of course it's a dance, because I would worry about him for a second, and then I would just need to remind myself in an intentional way that trust this guy. He is capable of taking care of that. He is an amazing person, an amazing human being. He has the different abilities, and he knows how to think in a way that serves him instead of limiting him. And that he has his own life that he's creating for himself, that requires of him to go through things that he doesn't like, to recognize what he likes, to go through difficult situations, to understand what easy situation he can come through and come through, and that's not all the time is going to be easy, and not all the time is going to be hard. And have that kind of flexibility in dealing with different situations, that you wouldn't have that flexibility and that understanding unless he goes through life and goes through different situations and come to the other side of the problem, first in his thoughts, and then in the way he feels, and then we will find the solutions. I work with different people from different backgrounds, different ages, and being in the well-being and upliftment. One of the rules that I apply in the practice, that I need to trust my client, that they know they're gonna know what to do, is a more like a kind of nudging in the direction instead of hand holding and walking. It's more like a kind of nudging and having that trust and focus on the things that empower them, and the least thing that let's say helpful for empowerment is to think of someone weak and they cannot do it for themselves. I think we ourselves, we know that when we go through life and we feel that someone believes in us, someone is trusting us, and it reminds us with our powers, and it reminds us of our capabilities, and even our growth, the growth that happened through going through situations that we are not so familiar with. Some difficult situations, difficult emotions, and the difficulty doesn't mean that it's impossible. It means that I need to up my game and become a little bit more focused and become a little bit skilled. And that's how it is. This is how it is for everyone, including my little boy. So I find myself some of the time being there for him, to give him that nudge in the direction to feel a little bit better, think about things that you like, and see how your soul will uplift you in some way, and finding solution will be easier, and sometimes I just need to give him that space. And I see my tendency, being his mother, to want to go and save him out of it, and then me knowing the other side of me, knowing that if I do that for him, is a kind of a reference for his powerlessness instead of power. So I need to withdraw a little bit and give him that space for his growth to happen. And it's not an easy thing. It's a dance, because I'm not able to stay there 100% in that grateful state all the time, and appreciation and the trust. And I see myself leaning towards worry a little bit, and then I see myself focusing back on his abilities, and him as an amazing human being. And that happened in multiple days, in multiple situations, and I'm kind of feeling that's like a waves one wave will take me to that feeling of I need to do something, and then another wave will take me to the place that of trust. Trust everything is gonna be okay. And I find myself in that space where I am where I am, and he is where he is, and he needs to figure things out in a specific way. And what I can do is hold that space for him. And that's why I call it a dance, because I'm not able to stay there 100%, and I'm not allowing myself to go in that direction of worry. Because my understanding and my knowing that we cannot worry about something and trust it at the same time. Worry, that means I am trying to control, but I don't have control. There's something out of my control. And trusting is that essence of control, that trusting in the universe, trusting in myself, trusting in my son, that's where the control is. And acting out of worry is different than acting out of trust and knowing. And the words that I say when I'm worried are different than the words that I say when I'm trusting and confident. Which is okay. It's just an experience that I'm going through that I'm really grateful for. I'm grateful that I am aware of myself when I go in one direction, and I'm aware of myself when I'm going in the other. And I'm grateful that I have tools. I have a lot of tools that can take me from one side to the other side, take me from the deep end to the shore. Even if I cannot stay for long there and I see myself going to the deep end again, and just know that the same way I came for the first time, I brought myself back to the comfort of trust. I can do that again, because I know that it's a process. It's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing, and that's not just a growth for him. It's also growth for me as a person, as a mother, as someone in this situation, which I haven't been in before. I've never been in this situation before, in this way, in this time, and I'm going through it the same way that he's going through it. And what I can do is to trust. And I think this is one of the best ways that even I think I can help with, which is demonstrating that yes, I can worry and I can feel sad and I can feel upset, and then I can control that and go back to my appreciation space and then gratitude, and I'm not pretending, it is there. There are things that I appreciate and things I'm grateful for everywhere I look. So I can stay there, and I feel the appreciation and the confidence and the knowing that everything happened for the right reason and the right timing. Or I can go in that direction of losing my trust and have that doubt take over me, which is uncomfortable for a reason, because it's against the way things are in my belief system. So all I can do is demonstrate how I'm moving from one place that is uncomfortable to a more comfortable place. And it doesn't have to be a big jump, it's just a slight jump, that just a little bit of movement in the direction of feeling a little bit better. Because from what I know to be true is I cannot help anyone in the right way when I am worried about them or I'm in that negative state. Because in that negative state I am disconnected and have less abilities and skills and resources. And the best way I can have access to those resources and these tools and everything, I think works in a better way when I am in a relaxed state, when I am in a happy state, when I'm in a satisfied state, in comfortable state. Doesn't have to be a excited state, but it has to be in a positive state or comfortable state of being comparing to being uncomfortable. So what I do now is just trying to breathe in and breathe out and focus on my breath, and then I find myself when I am in that meditative state, I'm seeing things a little bit different. I'm recalling different types of thoughts that support knowing and support trust instead of thoughts that support worry. Because we have access for both. But which one are we inviting more of to our experience? And this time I know it is, let's say in this example I'm talking about my son, but some other time it's a different reason to worry. It can be financial, it can be health, it can be time, it can be insecurity, and different type of negative emotions that come to my experience based on what thoughts I'm thinking at that moment and what I'm experiencing and what I'm looking at in everyday life. But I also have the side of things that supports my well-being and support my peace of mind and support that feeling of gratitude that I have the choice to make and move there mentally and emotionally. So it is a choice. I'm choosing between feeling things are out of control or do I feel like things are in control. And I think the best way of putting it in perspective, I'm always going to be the surfer in the sea. I'm not going to be the waves, or I'm not going to be the sea. I cannot control what the sea is going to offer me, how high the waves are going to be. But I can offer my skills and my balance over my board. That is in my control. I cannot control the waves and the way that the currents are moving, but I can control my body on my balance and the way I am standing over my board. And when I'm thrown out of in the water and I'm jumping in the water or falling, okay, how fast am I picking up myself and going in on that board again? So there is a surfing that is happening, and how good am I in surfing and those circumstances and those changes, and things are always going to be changing, and I'm always going to be in that place that I haven't been before. So my expectations that I'm always going to face situations that can be worrisome at start and can be difficult in some instances, and some of the time I'm gonna feel that insecurity or that worry or that doubt when I'm off my board. But how fast am I picking up myself and jumping back to the board and surfing the wave instead of being crushed by it? That I have control of. So when things happen in life, where is my mind focused? And which type of emotions and state of mind am I activating, and what thoughts am I choosing? I have control over that. Beside all of that, I know for a fact that I still feel appreciation, and I wouldn't change a thing in everything that is happening, because everything that has happened led to this moment, and everything that is happening now leading to the future, and it's a process that we have to go through. I'm very, very grateful that I'm mindful of that, and I'm really appreciative that I have the tools, I have the experience, and I have that awareness to move from one side to the other side. And I am so grateful that I am able to get on the board. Yes, I get knocked down again, but you know what? I still can go again and again on the board. So yeah, everything is working out in some way, and everything is always gonna work out in some areas, sometimes more than the others, and sometimes gonna be easier than the others. But what do we do when things are a little bit more difficult to feel comfortable around? So I think we need to stay a little bit more focused. It doesn't mean at all that we're gonna ignore what's happening. It's just choosing what type of mindset we're approaching each situation. I am grateful for being here, and I'm grateful that I managed to speak about this, and I'm grateful for this moment in time when I am able to be honest about how I'm feeling and be honest about my thoughts, that back and forth between worry and trust, and I have no doubt that I'm gonna eventually get to that trust place a little bit more, and then the worry, and when I'm there, I'm gonna look in my son's eyes and say to him in an unspoken way that, you know what, I know that you're gonna be okay, and I know that you are already okay, and that things are gonna get easier, not because they are getting easier, because you are getting better. And that's something I feel, not towards my son only, but towards, I think, everybody in my life, and everyone, every friend, and my husband, and my clients. And I know that feeling, even for myself. Yes, things are a little bit rough sometimes, and the sea can have high waves, and can be difficult to navigate. But guess what? You are getting better day after day, and you are getting more stronger, and you are more knowledgeable now, and the awareness is building a little bit, one day at a time, a little bit at a time, and it's gonna take a little bit of while before it becomes natural to us to stay on the board, no matter how big the wave is, and that's absolutely fine. We're choosing the mindset of being positive no matter what the condition is, and knowing that the only possible way I can help somebody else, the first step is me trusting that things are gonna work out for them, and I need to stay in that space, and this is the best way I can help at the beginning, before even jumping into action, is the mindset and the intention. Holding that intention, holding that knowledge before jumping into action is the first step that we can have. I'm very pleased, and I'm very grateful and appreciative that I'm talking about this openly, and I'm just grateful and happy, and looking forward to see in a couple of days things move differently, and I remember, oh wow, I was worried for nothing, and here things are working out in an amazing way. And then after 2-3 weeks, I'm gonna look back and say, oh wow, things are amazing now. And then after 2 months, I'm gonna be a little bit in that state of worry again, and I remember, oh, I've been there before. So it's like a wave as well. If you're still there hanging on, thank you, and I hope this resonates in some way, and I look forward to another day and another journal, and I wish you an amazing day.